Hello there, we are geeks assembled and we have gathered here once again today, and we are going back to 1979, and we're going to talk about the first Muppet movie. And we're going to start off with Brian, actually. Go ahead, Brian, what are your opening thoughts on this film? Are you a fan of the Muppets?
You always have to start off with me now, do you? Okay, wait, hold on a second. Okay, that's better. Okay. Well, what I thought of the Muppet movie, I absolutely enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a great, decent enough film. I actually thought it was quite enjoyable and funny at most parts and everything. It was just mostly that good of a film. I mean, I would say that's like one of my favorite and best movies. I wouldn't say that it's the best and my favorite movies, but it was enjoyable to watch and good enough to enjoy. So I absolutely enjoyed this film. I honestly did.
Yep, and is that all? Yep, for now. And let's go to Beef Dad in Germany. What are your opening thoughts on this film, Beef Dad?
To be honest, it was the first time I'd seen it. I used to love the Muppet Show when it was on in the UK. I quite enjoyed this. I liked the way they sort of gradually gathered everyone together. And of course you had the cameos, which was a bit of magic. I enjoyed it. It's not exactly intellectually challenging, should we say, but it's a just sit down, watch, enjoy, have a good laugh every now and then. And yeah, some of what did stand out for me actually was the music. The music in the film, I loved some of the songs. Rainbow Connection is just an absolutely magical song. And yeah, I got a few moments of this movie that I really enjoyed. Really, really enjoyed.
In fact, I want to say it before anybody else says it, but this is basically The Wizard of Oz. This is a road trip, and it's basically The Wizard of Oz, kind of.
No, it's not.
Yes, it's kind of like that, and it's a road trip. And they get into a final destination, which is the studio. And because Kermit wants to be a star and things like that. And he picks people up along the way, because at first he's just on his own, and you meet Gonzo and things like that, and the crazy band, and other characters. So yeah, let's go to Craig now. What did you make of this film, Craig? What are your opening thoughts? Even though you've never seen it, but you can tell us about the other films and information.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't get a chance to watch all of it, but from what I saw. Yeah, it looks like a good film because I like the bit where obviously I like the opening scene with Animal because Animal's my favourite Muppet, so I like anything with Animal in it. But I like the scene on the boat when there was a guy on the rowing boat and he went up to Kermit and then Kermit said, "You got to watch out for the alligators," and then he says, "The what?" and he goes, "Alligators." I thought it was quite funny, but Jim Henson's puppet workshop. Every film that Jim Henson is in anyway, with his workshop, I like anyway. So especially like the Muppet Christmas Carol, I watch that every year religiously, and the Muppet Family Christmas, but that's probably been banned for being too politically incorrect. So that's probably what hasn't had a DVD release. Was with the Swedish references and when the Fraggles meet the Muppet babies, and the guy from Fraggle Rock says, "Oh," and the dog starts whiffing at them, and they start whiffing back, and then he says, "Oh, don't you just hate it when you can't speak the language?" So there's a couple of things in there that probably wouldn't get a release now, but yeah. Unfortunately, I haven't seen it, so I can't really speak much about this one.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Let's move on to Kevin. What did you make? What's your opening thoughts, Kevin?
Oh, well, when I stood up out of bed, I watched this movie immediately, and I enjoyed it for today. And this was my not my first Muppet movie. I've seen the Christmas Carol movie of the Muppets, so I know where I was going into. And I really enjoyed it. And the rainbow song and Miss Piggy looks very different from what we have now as Muppets. You can see really the difference. I really enjoyed it.
And let's go to Hull with Lee. What did you make of this film, Lee? What's your opening thoughts?
Well, I've got to say to Kevin, Miss Piggy looks different today because she can afford plastic surgery.
Miss Piggy, wasn't she in Doctor Who at some point?
Yeah, she went under the name of Rose Tyler. Let's change the subject. I like Beef Dad. I was a big fan of the Muppet Show the TV show back in the 70s, early 80s. Loved that. Not so much of the movies, to be honest. I do prefer the TV show, but it's watchable. And as Beef Dad said, the songs in it are brilliant. I think it was written by Paul Williams, who appeared in the thing as the cameo as the piano player in the saloon. But it's a watchable. As Ali said, it is a road trip, and it is sort of like Wizard of Oz. Yeah, they end up over the rainbow sort of thing, don't they, at the end in Hollywood. And all the cameos, all the big names of the day were in it. You know, Dom DeLuise, Mel Brooks, Elliot Gould. You know, they just kept popping up every so often. Richard Pryor. But, yeah, watchable film. I don't think some of the humour would have been understood by the kids, though. The way that was going on, you know, about I've lost my way, or have you tried Harry Krishna? I don't think kids would have got that. The humour wasn't sort of kid-friendly, shall we say. It was more for adults, but enjoyable. I sat down for an hour and a half, watched it today. I think this might be the second time I've seen this movie.
That it?
Yeah.
For me, I've never seen this film before. I've seen all the others. I've seen the space one. I've seen the pirate one. Obviously, the Christmas one I've seen many times. The Muppets Christmas Carol. And I've seen the two new ones. And I'm telling you what, the second new one with Ricky Gervais is absolutely dire. You cannot get worse than that. But for this film, I thought it was very good. I enjoyed it. It's not great. It's not the most intelligent thing. It's not the most intelligent story or anything like that, but it's not meant to be, is it? I mean, they are for kids at the end of the day. I mean, anybody can enjoy the Muppets, but they're mostly for kids. And I just thought it was very good. You know, the Muppet, how they do the Muppets was incredible. You know, when he was sitting, at the beginning, Kermit is sat on that log surrounded by water. I just think that's clever to do when you think about it. That is clever to do. And the songs were good. I think Rainbow Connection was the best song, and it played at the end as well. So, yeah, and you got a cameo by Big Bird from Sesame Street, isn't it? Big Bird, yeah. So I thought that was clever. They put that in there. And let's go. Has anybody got any favourite moments? A particular moment that stood out, a particular scene? Like Lee's got his hand up there. Give a wave, Lee.
Well, they all had the hands up in the movie.
Yes, they did. Yes, you're used to that, aren't you? Sorry, Ray. I'm ever so sorry. Oh, damn! I'm blowing your cover.
Go.
Eddie.
One of my favourites is the Mel Brooks scene as the Mad Professor, but it's when Miss Piggy loses it. and she goes into her karate high. She takes out all the henchmen, and then she takes out Mel Brooks. I think that's just. I mean, I always used to enjoy Miss Piggy in the TV show when she just used to use it, give them the pork chop. That's just for me. It was one of the best scenes in the movie. Hand over to you, Ellen.
Anyone else got any favourite moments, Beef Dad?
Oh yeah, yes. I love the bit where the great Gonzo tries to buy balloons for his chicken and goes up in the air. It's brilliant. It's perfect Gonzo. Gonzo's always been probably my favourite character in the Muppets. But you got Lou Lord, not Lord Lou, Lou Lord, played by Orson Welles, and his secretary by Cloris Leachman. And Cloris Leachman is allergic to animal hair, so they all stand in front of a fan so that the hair and everything blows at her. That was just so funny. And of course, when they go in, he just hires them straight away. But there was a running joke all the way through it. As soon as anyone said Miss or Myth, Carol Kane, her head came around from somewhere. Yes, and it was great. And of course, Madeline Kahn in the El Sleazo was brilliant. Love Madeline Kahn. Always remember her in Young Frankenstein. But yeah, it's, and of course the choker that brings a lump to your throat at the very end, where they manage to blow the roof off the studio, and they think it's all a disaster, and then the rainbow comes down while the Rainbow Connection is being played. That little bit of choking, yeah, brought a little lump to my throat. That did. But nobody's mentioned the villain, Doc Hopper, played by Charles Durning. He was a really, really good villain with a Frog's Legs restaurant, and he wants Kermit to advertise it for him. And Kermit is more worried about all these little frogs wandering around with little crutches. And of course, that other moment with Kermit on the bicycle, that made me laugh. That made me laugh. A frog on a bike. Everybody should have a frog on a bike.
It was very clever how they did that, though.
Yeah.
Because you could see him on the bike fully, Yeah. Very clever.
Yeah, it made me laugh. Yeah.
And Beef Dad's actually made a very good point, because the roof collapsing is obviously a choking hazard. It's a very good point, Beef Dad. So anybody else got any favourite moments? Brian, Kevin? I won't ask Craig because he hasn't seen it. Brian, Kevin, any favourite moments, standout scene?
With the bike and with the banjo song, the rainbow song. The villain was very cool. And
I didn't think so. I didn't think the villain was pretty cool.
Oh, you're stuck with Heath Ledger in your mind.
I actually thought the villain was quite annoying, and Heath Ledger is the coolest Joker.
Yeah, of course.
He was dealt with a bit too easily, wasn't he, really? But mind you, a great big animal, I would be frightened as well, coming out the front.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you had a 50-foot animal bursting through a building at you.
It was like meant to be Godzilla, wasn't it, sort of thing?
Yeah.
I guess,
Godzilla?
yeah.
But, yeah, Brian, it's all right, go back to sleep. Can someone tell me, because the Muppets didn't even know, what is Gonzo?
A bird?
He said, didn't he say it was chicken or something? What did he say now?
Well, no, they debated it in the movie, and they still didn't know. They didn't come up with a thing of what he is. I've always wondered what he is.
Nobody knows.
He's a puppet.
He's a puppet.
He's a puppet. We need Brian Conley, really, don't we, on this cast?
What?
It's a puppet. But Beef Dad, I thought of a new question from what Beef Dad said. What's everybody's favourite Muppet character? What's your favourite? Ryan, what's your favourite? Animal is Craig's, I think. That's a good
Gonzo
one.
is mine.
Gonzo's Beef Dad's.
Mine is, I think, maybe Kermit.
Kermit, fair enough. Yeah, I can see. I'm not going to say that. Kevin. Favourite Muppet character, Kevin?
Kermit.
One, you can only have one, so Kermit. Lee.
Well, I'm sorry, but man, it's two, and they come as two. It's Waldorf and Statler.
Yes, yeah.
The two old
Yeah,
guys.
they're my favourites as well. The two old men. Yeah, I love them. Yeah.
But they're not Muppets.
Yes, they are.
Of course they are. The two old grumpy guys. You know, they started at the film. They were at the end of it as well.
I mean, they're
They're
not.
still actors.
No, the Muppets, the puppets, the Muppet, all the creatures in the Muppets are Muppets.
Yeah, but they're not like creatures like Miss Piggy. But the
Muppets,
Yeah, but they're still
they are
Muppets.
Muppets.
They're still Muppets. They're not real people, you know.
There's
You
people
could
with their
say
hand
this
up.
thing about Dr. Teeth, Brian, but he's still a Muppet.
Yes, and Zoot, and Floyd, and Janice.
But is there anything we didn't like about the film? Brian has said that he
get my
thought the
favourite
villain
moment.
wasn't very good.
I didn't get my favorite moments.
Oh, what was your favourite moment?
You try to skip me, Owlet. What's wrong with you?
Oh dear. What's your favourite moment then?
I think my favorite moment is like the little, I think probably mostly the bits and pieces of cameos from like well-known actors like Steve Martin, Mel Brooks, Richard Pryor, like Lee said. But my most favorite one out of those three, from what I've seen, I think my favorite one was probably Mel Brooks as the wacky professor scientist or whatever. So.
And you said you didn't like the villain. That was what you didn't like.
Well, he wasn't really the main protagonist of a villain. He was just a side.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, but what else didn't you like about the film? Or was that it?
Honestly, I would say Big Bird.
What? You didn't like Big Bird?
I didn't get why he was in the film and made a cameo. He's not a Muppet. He's Sesame Street.
But he's created by Jim Henson.
No, he's not.
Sesame Street is created by Jim Henson, who created the Muppets.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
You never knew that?
No.
Why do you think they had Muppets in Sesame Street?
I don't know.
Don't complicate.
That's why I like the Muppet family.
I mean, this is my first time watching anything of the Muppets. I never watch anything like a TV show.
You've never seen the Muppets at all, ever?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
I mostly just grew up with Sesame Street when I was younger. But other than that, that's besides the point. You know, during that Mel Brooks cameo scene and when Miss Piggy went nuts.
Yeah.
And when she went all like nuts and crazy and that karate chop kind of reminded me like Z kind of reminded me like
yeah,
kind of reminded me like Xena's warrior cry. And also that what's the matter, Lee? Anyway, this movie actually, before this cast, I was saying most of you that this movie was mentioned in reference within a Doctor Who episode.
Yeah, go on. What one?
It was season 2, Tooth and Claw.
Was it in what way? What do you mean it was referenced?
The doctor was explaining to us like what he like one of the thing, a few of the things that he loved within the year, which was 1979, and he said the Muppet movie, loved that film and everything. So,
I can't remember that. I haven't watched it in a while though. Oh, that's interesting to know. That's an interesting fact. What about everybody else's least favourite moments? Have you got any?
I don't have any least favourite moments. Well,
Beef Dad, any moments that you didn't particularly enjoy? No, Kevin.
Other than the little ones that I didn't really like, but anyone else though?
Lee, I'm hosting this, not you, Brian. Lee.
I know. I'm just saying.
No, not really. It was watchable for an hour and a half. It's not. It won't go down as a classic. But,
no.
There's no things I'd hate about it.
No, I agree. It's a good film overall. It's not great. I mean, yes, I see Brian's point. I think the villain could have been better, and maybe the villain's ending could have been better. But it is what it was, you know. And what have we seen the other Muppets movies, guys? Have we seen?
No.
Brian's not seen any. Beef Dad, you've not seen any. Craig, you've seen some.
I don't like the Muppets Wizard of Oz.
I've never seen that.
It was really shit. I don't like it.
I haven't even seen the recent TV show that they recently came out with on ABC.
So has anybody else here seen the new ones, the two new ones? Because I've seen the two new ones. And this is a bit like that, but it's less focused. It's more focused on the new characters.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen the 2011 remake.
Did you like that one?
Yeah, I liked it when I was a little kid.
Lee, have you seen the new ones or any other ones?
No, I don't go out my way to watch it. I watch things like that. I'll stick with the TV show, which is in my opinion, far better than the movie.
Do you still watch the TV show? Is this TV show still going? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm on about the original back in the 1970s. They did 5 seasons.
Yeah.
And they've only released 3 on DVD at the moment, so I'm still waiting for the last 2 to be released.
Because haven't they rebooted the series or something?
Yeah.
I think the new one got cancelled though, right, Lee?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think it was over a year ago now, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, it didn't run that long, did it?
It was only for 1 season, I think.
I thought it was 2.
Was it 2?
I thought it was 2.
Maybe they put 2 seasons into 1. I don't know.
So, does anybody else have anything to add on this film, or in general? Nope. Well, we might as well go to final say and score. Let's go to. We won't go with Craig because he hasn't seen the whole thing, so it'd be unfair. Let's start off with Kevin. Final say and score, Kevin, for the Muppet movie.
Well, I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10.
And let's go over to Beef Dad for final say and score. You muted, Beef Dad.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'll give it an 8.5.
Yep, and Brian. Final say and score, that is.
Oh, it's my turn? All right. I would probably give this movie probably 7 out of 10.
And let's go to Hull with Lee. You can still get a refund.
Watchable. It's fun, but as I say, it's not going to go down as a classic. 7.5 frog legs out of 10.
And I think I'm going to go with 8. Actually, I'm going to go with an 8 because it's a decent film. It's fun. It's got good humour throughout, and it's enjoyable, and it's got a nice ending. I mean, it's the Muppet movie, and the characters are who they are. They don't stray away from their characters. You know, they're the characters that you know and love, and they stick to that, and it works. So anyway, I would like to thank everybody here for joining me. I'd like to thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tell us below what you made of the Muppet movie. And look after yourself, take care, and we shall see you next time.
Bye-bye.